What is up, y'all? It's Coffee. Tapping back in with some NFL talk, man. And the Detroit Lions, who my Buffalo Bills put a shellacking on, a whooping on. I know a lot of people probably going to be like, and your squad is sitting home, eliminated from playoff contention. No Super Bowl once again. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? It is rough, right? That was just a big dub that we had against the Lions, man. And what a season it was for the Bills as well as the Lions. All the history that team made last season, this season getting the number one seed after what they did last year. And then this year, you know, after that game against the Bills, it was an exciting storyline. Can the Lions keep the number one seed when they play the divisional rival Vikings, a game that with the division on the line, and how high the NFC North was as opposed to other divisions with the records and the seeding. It was like winner gets the one seed, loser will drop to number 5. It was pretty crazy. You know what I'm saying? Having that number one seed is everything. My Bills fans to tell you that for sure. We were supposed to have it a couple seasons ago. I always felt like, you know, if we could just get that bye in the first round, it would be lovely. I don't know, man. I'm so sick right now about it all. And it ultimately didn't matter for the Lions. You know what I'm saying? I just mentioned the Bills, the Lions, the Vikings, all these squads, right? That's what's so rough about football. Once the playoff rolls around, right? It's like March Madness. It don't matter. Win, you're in, lose, you go home. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened for the Lions with that number one seed in the bye. They got knocked off that pedestal with the quickness by the Washington Commanders, who were then, you know, eliminated themselves in a crazy game, you know. But the Commanders took care of them 45-31. And in the midst of all this, there was a play that was being looked at by wide receiver Jameson Williams, right, who's been fined 3 times before, once for dunking on the goalposts in a game against Seattle. One, I forget what he did in a game against Jacksonville, and then he had a taunting in a game against the Bears. Like, you know, this dude is a solid receiver. He likes to showboat a little bit or whatever, but he's a playmaker for real. You know what I'm saying? They took him in the 2022 draft with the number 12 overall pick. And this year he surpassed the 1,000-yard mark, right? So he was out there feeling himself and all that. And you see on this big end around 61-yard touchdown in that loss to the Commanders, he celebrated by simulating getting busy. Pause. I don't know what that was all about. Like, he was just saying, man, I'm putting up so many numbers. Fluck it, or I'm flucking it up out here. I don't know. But the NFL wasn't feeling the joke themselves as they fined him $25,325 for a celebration that they deemed to be obscene. What do y'all think about that? That's a hefty price tag on a celly, man. You know, isn't it so wild with players when it comes to the celebration side of things, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff you can get fined for or whatever. Like we were saying in the Chicago game, he got a taunting one. I don't think that stemmed off a celebration. I could be wrong. I don't know. Comment and let me know if you remember and what you think about this fine. You know, if he should have known better. I'm kind of looking at it, the league deeming it obscene. Like, I don't think it's a stretch at all, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't think Williams really cared. Every time these players go out there and celebrate, right? Because that's what they waited for. We know in college you can't really get your celebration on like that. So when it's time in the NFL and you get in that end zone or whatever, or if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you could also get in the end zone. But if you get a sack, a pick, whatever, everyone wants to hit their dance, hit their celly. And it's a part of the game. There's an art to it I think is dope. But, you know, they know they could get hit in the pockets for it. And I don't think Williams was probably surprised at all by this when you see the celebration. You know, like, it doesn't shock me at all. The league hit him like that and said, This is obscene, and we will not stand for it.
He was brought there to do a job. He's done the job at an elite level. Second on the team in tackles, things like that. Again, I'm not condoning his behavior. But I'm just giving perspective. Second on the team in tackles. He was brought there in the offseason because Dre Greenlaw was injured in the Super Bowl. He's performing his tasks at an elite level. Dre Greenlaw, his first game back that week, all of a sudden, no reps for Campbell, or the reps go down. And we're talking about stuff I'm contracted to do. You talking about a fight and with the homies, I choose to be in that situation.
That's by law.
What?
That's by law. Now, I don't know. Maybe you
What's
haven't
by
done-
law?
That if we come together, we leave together.
I understand it.
So then that's
our law.
That's the whole.
That's our law. I get it. I get where you're going with it. Hold up. Let me finish. I'm just describing the differences in this situation.
Oh, okay.
Like you asked me to do. Because I said it's apples to oranges. That ain't the same situation. When I'm in the street and I'm with my brother and we lead together. We go there, we lead together. I'm going to protect you no matter what. That has nothing to do with no contract I signed. That has nothing to do with me being there to do a specific job. I'm there on my own account to hang out with the homie. Totally different than in a contractual situation.
What's the difference? So when you shake my hand.
What's up, dog?
So when you shake my hand right here and I say, this my brother.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's not our contract?
It is a contract.
So then what you talking about?
It ain't.
So then what you talking about? Is what I'm saying.
Bruh.
Well, maybe we might view things different. He said it's okay if you view things different. But right there, that was law. That was the contract. And you know what? That contract, I'm going to just tell you this. Considering when you go and sign that contract for the NFL, this, that, and the third, you say, oh, yeah, that's business. But when I shake your hand, I look you in my eye and say that's my brother.
Yeah.
That's for life, right?
Yeah.
Regardless to whether I get traded or whether they say my production is off or whether they say, hey, you know what? You just not him no more. We need to get rid of you.
It still has nothing to do with. They brought me in the preseason to do a job. I'm doing it at an elite level.
Do it at an elite level.
The guy who was injured comes back.
Came back.
And now my reps go away.
So let me ask you this. In this league, though, right?
I'm not saying it was right. I just want my guys out there to understand that. Devondre Campbell was out of line for that. I'm trying to explain his mentality.
He wasn't out of line under the pretense of what you talking about.
Well,
what
I'm just saying
is, do you lose your job because you was injured? Do you lose your job to an injury?
You're not supposed to, but you do. I've seen it all the time.
All right. So you have.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady got his job from an injury.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, got a job from an injury.
All right. But what I'm saying is, when you're in that situation and you're in that position, now, under what was told to him is completely different.
So that's what I'm saying. So
you don't know.
You gotta come on, bro.
I'm just saying you don't know.
We don't know exactly what we're saying, but you gotta understand, bro. Right, so I'm second on the goddamn team in tackles. I'm playing at an elite level.
This is exactly the purpose of why I do not talk about individuals and their situations when it comes to this type of, because I'm not a gossiper.
This ain't gossip. So will you now it's gossip?
It's for sure. It's gossip.
What's gossip in
Do you know?
What's gossip?
Do you know?
No, but I have an opinion.
My point.
But I got an opinion.
About a situation.
I got an opinion on whether a teammate. I got an opinion on whether a teammate who was telling you one thing.
So look,
okay,
I had
and does something. Yeah, I got an opinion about that.
I had an OG come on here and told me, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. Basically,
that was a dope interview.
You in this field, but you're not of it. But you're of this field because you got an opinion. So what? You got an opinion. You know what? You got an opinion on a whole lot. Yeah. Why does your opinion need to be stated based off of what got going on and you don't know facts because you want to guesstimate about so you can just talk? Shut up. It don't matter. If you ain't speaking about that's really real about what is going on is gossip. Look,
so what's gossip? Smart individual. So what's gossip, man?
What's gossip? The fact that Michael Robinson
define gossip.
This is what gossip is to me. The fact that Michael Robinson, Marshawn Lynch don't know what was told or what the situation was with that young fella to why he walked off the field, right? Nobody knows. What he was told, what was promised to him, what was anything. Don't nobody know but him and whoever he had that conversation about. And then the fact that we could come on our podcast and we could talk about all the variables of, oh, he did this and he did, man, all of that. He did what he did, and until we know facts about what was going on, anything that me and or you say is gossip because it's he say, she say. And the thing about it is, you didn't hear from who told him something. You didn't hear from who went in and replaced him. You didn't hear from him. You heard from the same other who gossiping based off of their opinions of what he did and why it's wrong. No different than what the media been doing the whole time since the media been created. So that's what gossip to me.
And then in other news, man, you heard Lynch and Robinson on their podcast talking about Devondre Campbell, right? A linebacker for the Niners. What up to my guy, Jay Millie, big Niner fan, right? Bang, bang, Niner gang and all that. He loves his squad. And, you know, that was the team we talk about. Win you're in, lose you're out. They went all the way to the Super Bowl last year. And this year didn't even make the playoffs, man. They had a off season, a rough season, and there was a lot of drama, it seemed, with a lot of the players, right? And I thought they were still going to find their way in, being that their division for most of the season, the top team, the division winner, had like damn near a 500 record. So I thought they would get things to get together and get back atop the division, but it didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. And y'all heard what went down. If you don't remember, Devondre Campbell refused to play and walked off and was fined and suspended for 3 games by the team. And you hear Lynch and Robinson talking about it, how share your thoughts about all this. Like, Lynch is like, yo, we don't know what that man was told. We don't know contractually, they were talking about the difference between if you pull up somewhere with someone, like if you're just a solid individual and you just rock like that, you're leaving with them. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, even though we're not talking about signing a contract or whatever, it's like, yo, word is bond. My word is my bond. Like, if you're a real friend, you're gonna hold your friend down like that. And Lynch was saying, whether it's the streets or a friend code or whatever, in the NFL, contractually, there should be the same respect. But we know so often things can get nasty between teams and players and the business side of things and stuff like that. They were talking about players getting hurt and losing their job, right? You guys remember a few years back, Tyrod Taylor, a beloved guy, for many fans. He was a beast in college. I was so happy when he won the starting job for my Buffalo Bills. Ultimately, he helped lead the team in Coach Sean McDermott's first year with the Bills to breaking that 17-year playoff drought and all that. Dude is a solid stand-up guy. And, this year, I don't know why in the fluck the Jets didn't bench bum-ass Rodgers and put Tyrod in there, at some point during the season. You know what I'm saying? Tyrod still got wheels, and he's always going to give it all he got. And people flock with him. They respect him. You know what I'm saying? You talk about word is bond and all that. Rodgers' word didn't mean ish this year. That franchise bent over backwards to bring him to town. And he, in my opinion, didn't hold up on his end like a big old bozo. But anyways, a few years ago when Tyrod Taylor was with the Rams, right? It was his job as a starting quarterback. He gets hurt because of the team. They accidentally punctured the man's lung. And at the end of the day, they told him, hey, this is your job. You heal up, you get better, you come back. But in the time he was out, Herbert took his job. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that about it, bitch? To lose your job because they hurt you, like malpractice. And then they tell you, you're going to still start. But things don't go that way. You know, we obviously don't know everything that goes down. But I want to know what y'all think about Lynch and Robinson and what they were saying about Devondre Campbell and that whole situation and all the drama with the 49ers. Let's discuss it all in the comments. And that's going to do it for this one. Another episode of Coffee Talk. You know, we talk NFL and other sports, as well as news stories, current events, crime stories, all kinds of stuff. So make sure to subscribe, join the discussion, and I thank y'all for tuning in once again. It's Coffee signing out, y'all.